Remember that when you got off of the airplane in Japan, I gave you some really good information at the airport about like getting your phone on right away. And I gave you my number in case you had questions. And, I just like, I genuinely got you excited to be in Japan. And because you were a little nervous in the airport and, you looked a little scared. And I remember talking to you because we had that long line to get in with our visas, and shoot, we talked for like an hour, and we exchanged information, and it was a good meeting you at the airport and helping you transition into Japan.
Wait. Uh, yeah, I thank you for that. I don't know how to continue the conversation, but I'm really grateful, to have that support because, when you're in a new country, like you feel lost, especially if you don't know that much of the language and you're still getting to know the language and the culture and the people more. It could be harder to maybe kind of get used to the environment. So I guess it made it easier. Yeah.
Right, and I showed you the good sushi spots, and I showed you how to use chopsticks, because like you can't be in Asia with a fork. It doesn't make
No, definitely not at all.
yeah, and you're like you stop getting that social stigma. I remember the first time you ate with a fork, everyone was staring at you like, and then like you stop getting the social stigma of being someone who can't use chopsticks, and that
Yeah.
like elevated you.
And then they look at you like, oh, you can use them so well. And they get so happy about that, actually.
So
that was fun.
yeah.
I think it's interesting, though, how they kind of expect foreigners maybe to like not know how to use chopsticks sometimes. So they'll bring the forks and the spoons out just in case. I found that really funny.
Yeah. I remember when a waitress brought you the fork and you were like, no, no, no. And that was like a big moment for you because like you were finally confident enough to use chopsticks, and that represented something greater at large, which is you could be in Japan and you could do this. And it was just such a good moment for you. And like, we even applauded.
Yeah.
So.
That was nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I had like a really bad roommate situation one time, and it was. I'll be honest, it was with my sister. She's a good sister, but I determined maybe we weren't good as roommates. And I kept telling her, I'm gonna allow you to bring all your stuff in for now, but you have to eventually get a storage unit. 2 years go by, no storage. So the stuff is just out there, like everywhere, not organized. On top of that, she doesn't clean. I'm giving her the opportunity to save money by only charging her $300 to be here. Mind you, this is a one-bedroom apartment, and it's very small, shaped like an L. Very weird. Yeah, and the room was so small, and I would still manage to accommodate her and do this and do that, despite her not cleaning, even though me telling her to. I like my house cleaner and more organized, so I would try to make it as organized looking as possible and find time to clean. But I'm just like, dang, like I'm doing so much. I'm really doing so much here. Not that you should measure relationships by how much each of you can do, and that shouldn't be like the only part. But it's just like, as my sister, I thought you would respect my space more, like, and my boundaries and what I'm telling you and what I'm asking of you, because I feel like I'm not asking you for too much. I'm just asking you for some help around the house. And in turn, like, I'm allowing you to, like, save up your money and stay here. I feel like I didn't feel appreciated. And I feel like initially, I don't know, maybe she thought just because we were sisters that I wasn't going to do anything. I was just going to let her stay there until she was ready to move out. And I'm like, no, like, too many years have gone by already, and I'm still cleaning after you, me, the cat, because like we had a cat together, and I still have him in there obviously, but it was just too much. So I'm like, I had to put my foot down and really like tell her, it's time for you to go. I feel like you're not respecting me but I'm doing everything I can to accommodate you. It's one-sided a little.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember your sister stinking up the place because, sometimes you would have me over for dinner and, like your sister just like, I don't know, she wouldn't even like, she just like every time, I don't know, she just, she was like just laying all over the place and she wouldn't even join us for dinner. And she always made me feel like unwelcome, even though you invited me there. And I guess it was really small. I mean, even the cat made me claustrophobic. But yeah, I remember you had a big heart, and I remember how challenging it was to deal with her because, like, how hard is it to put your clothes in the hamper or and wash them, and So I remember that was a little upsetting. But I think it's good that you tried and I don't we lost touch for a little bit because I was busy and you were busy, so like what I don't really remember what happened to your sister. Like, how did you get her out of the apartment? Like, what happened?
Uh, just, I mean, I just told her, like, you really have to go this time, like, and it's for real, like, because I had been flip-flopping and not sure because I did want her to feel like, I was really helping her, but I'm like, well, at the cost of what? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Peace.
Yeah, like, it wasn't fair, and I feel like she was doing a lot of the recognition part, but not a lot of the action.
Mhm.
So I'm just like, you can't just recognize that there's a problem and not try to fix it. And you could see that I'm stressed out. There was one time I even came home crying while I was doing the dishes because I'm like, you spent the entire time I was gone. You could have been here doing the dishes. It was not even that many dishes. But instead, like, you just sit down and watch Netflix. And I'm not trying to control you or do your time or anything, like, because that's how she tries to portray it as. But I'm like, we're both sharing this space, and I feel like it's fair for you to at least do some dishes. Like, you can't even wipe down some counters, like,
And they were
nothing. You're
her
not
dishes?
showing me anything. So I'm
But
like,
those are like her dishes too?
huh? Yeah, some of it's her dishes. And I'm like, you're just throwing the dishes in there, and
Did you cook for her a lot?
I did used to cook for her a lot too, and then I stopped. I slowly just pulled away from that. I'm like, I'm not gonna be doing this anymore, especially because she has the attitude like, oh, but thank you for doing that, but I never asked.
Who's older?
She's like a year older than me.
Is she?
I know she's not that much older, but it's just like,
okay, so
you know what I'm
let me
saying?
ask you, are you academic and she's into men? What's going on there? Like, because
I don't
usually,
even know,
what
like,
is it? What is
she
it?
was not going to school initially when she moved in. She was just working full time and coming back home. Now she's like part-time school and working full time in the same job.
All right, so
But I'm like, if you were working full time this whole time, making more than me, you could have been had your own room. That's like the mindset I started getting. I'm like, just move out, girl. Like, I tried to help you.
so she's responsible now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I gave her that responsibility. Now I made her aware that you can do this. Like, she's mad at me still, and she wants to be like victimizing herself. Like, I did something to her, and I'm like, well, this whole time, who's
Where did she go after
suffering?
you? Where did she go to her mom, her boyfriend, her own place?
She just went. She's rooming right now. Like, she's subleasing, I think. Like, she has a roommate or two. I don't know. I've never visited her. She never told me her new address. Like, she's really mad at me right now. And she's acting like I did something so wrong and trying. You know how some people like that think? Like, they try to make you feel like you did something wrong, and so they'll do things to like punish you. Or that's like what I'm thinking. I'm like, I don't know. It's just some weird form of like punishment. I don't know what's going on, but I'm like, I know I didn't do anything wrong. Like, I just told you, hey, it's time to pack it up.
It's complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated. I know with family too.
So
like,
if you don't need a roommate and you can support yourself, I understand the piece. Okay, like it's important to have a roommate. I have a similar situation. Like I would prefer it clean, but and then I'm never even there, so that's definitely like their mess. And then like I feel like and then like so when I'm there, I basically have to pick up after them, which is
yeah, because they just leave things around. And I'm like, well, this is your stuff, you know.
Okay, that's good. Move on to the next one. You guys are doing great.
I think, I don't know, I tend to do that a lot. That's like my strategy because I tend to be more introverted. Like, so I'll pull away from people when I feel like I need to just recollect my energy and my thoughts, you know? But sometimes I feel like that could be harmful, if you know what I'm saying, to isolate yourself too much to the point where you're like not interacting with anybody at all. So I'm trying to strike a balance with that kind of mindset. But yeah, the reason why I do it, like I said, I'm introverted, but there's sometimes where I feel like I have to pull back and deal with some emotions, especially regarding like past situations and stuff. Like I'm trying to get through them and work with therapists and all that. So
Yeah, I mean, I can understand the need to withdraw, but actually, I didn't know all that was going on with your sister, and like I'm pretty busy. So like your sister was actually texting me, and I don't know how or why she had my number, and like I like because she was texting me just all kinds of crazy stuff,
oh
and she was
really?
calling you a beep, and she was asking if she could move in with me, and like I was like what, and I just I ignored her because I had a lot going on. And like she was sending me so many texts, so many texts, so many texts. She was like, blah, she was machine gun texting me, and
Mm-hmm.
like that's something like I only do when I'm like like sometimes I'll machine gun text when I'm a complete mess. So I'm figuring like you were probably really withdrawing from your sister at the time, and then like I didn't even text you about it because like I was just so busy and I didn't want to be involved and yeah, but like yeah, like so I found your sister overwhelming when she was machine gun texting me, so I can
Yeah, she tends to do
understand.
that. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like I don't know how to deal with that anymore. I feel like some people are how they are, like, and they don't care, I guess. They don't care how the other person is maybe feeling about it. So, or maybe that's what type of person she can be a lot of the time. But, it's frustrating for sure. Like, maybe you can see now why it's hard to like kind of have her around sometimes. Like, it's partially that attitude. So,
Yeah,
like, my way or the highway, maybe.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, she was just texting crazy stuff. Like I'm just sitting on the train and I don't know what to do and I feel so empty and upset at my sister and I keep like I don't know how to respond so I just keep ignoring her. But
Mm-hmm.
that like honestly I think like she texted me probably 150 messages within 3 days
Mm-hmm.
and I ignored them all. Yeah. So after that like I don't know, like she hurt my brain a little bit. Like even though I was ignoring her, every time I opened my phone to see it, it hurt my brain a little bit. So I felt really exhausted and I crawled up into my bed because of your sister and it had nothing to do with me. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
okay.
Um, I don't know. I feel like I haven't felt strongly about. Well, that's a lie. Uh, I can't think of much right now, but maybe do you have like a situation that you maybe felt like intense emotions that made you feel like
Um,
a
I
lot of things?
mean, I know that you have expressed to me multiple times how you value your relationship with your cat more than your sister. So I, I think you're more of an animals rights person, and there's spaces for all of us, and cats don't have voices, and
Well, I don't think that's true. It's just like um I don't think that's necessarily true. It's just like there's I felt unappreciated on her part. It's like the cat is just a cat to me. Like not just a cat, but you know what I'm saying? Like I take care of him and like you're supposed to because when you take on a responsibility like that, Is the cat could fend for itself outside ideally, but you know, it's a little bit rougher, and so we took him in as a stray with hopes of like, you know what I'm saying, just nurturing him and making him better because he was sick when we found him too. So, but I'm just like, the cat's just a cat. Like we're taking care of him. Like I don't know now what's going on because like she claims it as her cat, but she doesn't really put in the work to keep the cat, if that makes sense. And even like she's done with the financial responsibility. Like she said she was gonna help me, and she doesn't help me with him, and I just found that interesting. But yeah, the cat is just a cat, and we're taking care of him because we decided to take on the responsibility. And then it's not that I don't care about my sister. It's just like, you know, when you feel unappreciated and stuff. And I've made attempts to like see her again, but like I said, she's pushing me away, and it's just like I don't understand like why you think that I did something so wrong when it was just like a matter of us not working out as roommates.
Yeah, I was just obviously you care about your sister, and I was just, you know, playing around with the cat thing. I know how much you care about your sister, but I do think it's good for you guys to take some space from each other because you guys need to get your own lives, and
Together, yeah.
and you guys need to be in control of your own finances. Like, you know, so some people do work together, but if you guys are finding that you're not pulling equal responsibility and weight, it's better just to separate instead of. Because some people work well together, some people don't. Some family members can work together, some cannot.
Yeah.
And you guys are, you guys should be making your own way anyways. And it sounds like you're both capable. But tell me, like you said that you were very interested in like kids with autism, kids with ADHD. Tell me why you're so passionate about that.
Well, me myself, I am struggling with that, and I only recently like found out at age 21, and I feel like it would have made it a lot easier had I known younger and had my parents taken that initiative, but they weren't able to focus on. I know it sounds weird, but they weren't able to focus on the kids so much because they were like struggling themselves, and even before they had children, like both my parents, they were struggling, and instead of working to, you know, build a better life so that then they could welcome children, they just, I don't know, they just made a mistake. It's okay. Like we all make mistakes, and you know, I'm older now, so I can take care of myself, but it's just like, oh, I forgot my train of thought with this. But what was it? Oh yeah. But it would have been nice for them to like at least be aware that I was struggling. But you know, sometimes in certain cultures there's a stigma, like a lot more stigma involved with mental health and other issues, and they're not as accepting of those issues. They just want to live like ignorantly maybe, and they're okay with that. So that could make it harder to like, that's another added barrier in getting the type of care that you need in general. So it would have been nice to have that awareness so that I can get the help that I needed. So I feel really passionately about helping children when they need it the most, is when they're little and trying to figure things out in life and very curious and all that. I want to be able to be a part of that journey and make an impact in their life and give them the kind of resources they need to, you know, live with these conditions that make it a little bit harder. So.
The bulky sweater kept them warm in the winter.
This one I always struggle with. Sorry. It must have been really cold outside. I don't know. I don't know. This one I struggle with so much.
It's game time.
All right. She is accepting the offer.
Yes! Woohoo! Okay. He's typing on the computer.
She's typing on the computer. She must be busy with homework assignments. Does she have a lot of homework? Or what's she doing?
Tons of homework.
Tons of homework?
Yep.
College or high school?
Well, she does her own homework, her sister's homework, and then she does other people's homework for money. So she's constantly doing the homework. But hey, bringing in that cash.
So
Which, by the way, I don't know if you're done with uni and now you're working.
No, I'm almost done.
Oh, that's a good way to make some money because there's always somebody on campus who really is not academic and they will pay you to do their homework.
That's so true, but I don't think I have the skill for that one. I'm usually needing those skills to pay other people for the skills.
I hear you.
Yeah. She carried a compact umbrella that fit easily in her bag.
It doesn't fit easily in my bag. It could be more compact. Would you throw something at me?
Oh, no. I said it's your turn.
Oh. Oh, it is my turn. She is rinsing the vegetables.
I don't know what to say. She's driving the car.
It's about to get repoed. She's gonna take this thing on a road trip. Shoot.
Oh. Wait, I think it's your turn now.
Yeah, I guess so. She is walking to the store.
Walking to the store. Groceries?
Yeah, groceries.
He is peeling the potatoes.
Let's make French fries for dinner.
Yum. Are we gonna have a burger too?
Yeah, we can have a burger.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll call your sister, have her wash the dishes.
That's so true.
She owes me, because she owes
Those
me.
text
I'm in
messages.
therapy now. I'm like, I don't know. She was waking me up at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I was sleep deprived for like 72 hours.
Yeah.
Wasn't even I felt stressed today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She is filled with love.
Aww.
Aww.
I don't know. Oh, does she have a boyfriend? I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
It could be friends too. She is gasping in surprise.
He's fidgeting with anxiety. Fidgeting.
I wonder what's going on. She must be waiting to take an exam. He is showing disgust.
Ugh.
Maybe he didn't like our burger.
Ugh. It wasn't cooked all the way, in fairness, and the fries were
medium
undercooked.
rare.
Yeah. The music is mellow.
Music is mellow. I don't know. Adele must be playing. He is speaking with enthusiasm.
I got the job! She is visibly stressed.
Yeah, I mean, this could be stressful. Coming up with things on the spot. The music is gentle.
Turn it up. he is farewelling his friends.
Bye. He is forgiving the mistake.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
They usually never do.
Yeah, he'll hold a grudge against you forever. He's lying. So he can keep you around to torture you.
Yikes. That sounds toxic.
It's super.
Okay.
She had a copious amount of notes.
I don't know what to say. I guess it's finals time. I don't know. They are gossiping quietly.
That's because we're gossiping about you.
Yeah, usually, right?
Sister.
People always do that. Okay.
So actually, I remember, because, me and you had dinner a couple times. And I remember one time you invited me over and you were seeing that guy and I was seeing a guy and your sister was seeing a guy. And that was kind of a lot of people for your little L-shaped apartment. But we're like, oh, this is going to be good. We're going to have a little couples party. And it was like Valentine's Day. And I remember that guy that your sister was dating, I forget his name. But I remember his nose because it was huge. And and maybe I started the bad vibes because I remember when you opened the door, he was like one of the first people I see. I was like, holy honker. And maybe I started the bad vibes, but it was like all downhill from there. And then that guy, he started disrespecting your sister. And then you actually came to her defense and then she started disrespecting you. Do you remember that or?
Yeah, I thought that was very weird. I mean, it has happened to me before with some of my other sisters, so it's okay. I mean, sometimes the people who you want to defend you back don't want to defend you at the moment, but she's defended me from other things before, so I'll just confront her when we have our space with just us.
Yeah, I think that was like a misplaced chain reaction of disrespect.
At the moment, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a domino effect, and I didn't mean it. I got a smart mouth, and so I saw his big nose, and that just came out. And then I don't think he knew me well enough to say anything. So then he just he misplaced the attack on his sister, and then the sister misplaced, and then it was a big firing squad of where do I place my
anger?
Yeah. So I apologize for ruining your dinner as soon as I walked in the door. I guess I was the initiator of the disrespect. So I'm sorry.
It's fine. I mean, group dynamics can be tricky to navigate, but if you guys really love each other, I guess, you'll come together and talk about it and move past it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, grow from that.
I sat on the couch drinking wine with my boyfriend, and me and him were fine and out of the fire squad, but... But thank you for having me, and I'm sorry I created that ruckus, and I owe you a bottle of wine this Valentine's Day.
No problem, no biggie.
So actually, you were asking me to help your sister get a job, and oh God, I don't know why, but I always find your sister really stressful. So, but I'm really good at helping people find jobs. So you're like, come on, help her. She needs a job. So we went to the library. I was helping her with her resume for the most part, your sister was doing better than I thought. I mean, she actually got out of bed. She put on a hoodie and everything, you know.
Yeah.
She covered up that big old belly with the hoodie, and then we went to the library, and I was impressed because she was out of bed and she was sitting in front of a computer and she was actually taking instructions. And but then, we were supposed to go over to the career center with the resumes we just printed out and find a job. And she's going to tell me that Big Nose wants to meet for a coffee. Okay, like, do you remember that? Because I was texting you and I was like, and your sister is so I'm taking time out of my day, and your sister's going to leave me to go see Big Nose. And you were like texting me like, well, just tell her to push it back with Big Nose. And I was like, I'm not going to negotiate my time with your sister. Do you remember that?
Yeah. I don't know. Situations with her can be confusing to navigate. But she could be fairly reasonable when she wants to be, but that's okay. I don't know. I don't know. She's a firecracker.
Well, I felt really upset about it because, actually, I don't know why, but like your sister, like sometimes she can be really charismatic. And I think that's why we both deal with her, because I think me and you are a little serious, and your sister's like, she'll bring up something that kind of makes sense and feels good, and she'll be like,
Yeah, and then another note say something. But I think, to be fair, we can all be kind of like that. Sometimes we say things and it's like, yeah, people get it. But then other times it's like, oh no, you got it wrong, honey. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you have to like kind of take a step back and rethink about the entire thing. Like, just try to be like fair. But at the moment, yeah, I get it. It's like, okay, why would you say this? But I think it's important to address it at that moment, especially with someone like her. She's that type of person where if you don't say something at that moment, but you try to bring it up at a time you feel like is more comfortable for the both of you, it's like she's like, oh, I already moved past that. Like, why didn't you say something when it happened? Like, she'll say things like that, which gets me to think, okay, so she wants you to just address it right away, and that's okay.
Well, your sister told me if I came with her, she would buy me some coffee. And then we would go to the career center after that. And I figured, okay, what's a quick coffee with Big Nose? And it's free. And I like coffee,
Big Nose.
But, Big Nose actually, like, wasn't rubbing me the wrong way like he normally does. And then he offered to get tequila. And, so, like, then me, your sister, and Big Nose, like, we were drunk before 1 p.m. And we never went to the career center. And then you were upset with me. You remember that? You were like, "What? You're supposed to be why do I got to be responsible for Big Nose and your sister?"
Wait, my sister said you were responsible.
You said I was responsible because you were mad I never got your sister to the career center and I never got her a job because we got shit-faced, and then we stumbled into the apartment drunk by like 3:30, and you were like just getting off work, and you're like, "How did they go?" And you're like, "Oh my God, we just reeked," and we were like. And you were so pissed.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm trying to imagine. Oh, well, I'm sorry. Like, if I blamed you for that, I didn't mean to come across as that. I just really wanted her to get a job because, like I said before, I want to make sure she's doing well, and that was the whole point of me letting her move in before in the past.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like she doesn't take herself seriously, so I got a little angry in the moment, and I displaced my anger a little bit.
Yeah, you called all three of us losers.
Did I?
Yeah, and you kicked at me a couple times when I was trying to sleep on your couch. You're like, you! And I was like, well, I'm too drunk to go anywhere. So you kept kicking me and calling me a loser and saying how irresponsible. And I think I said,
sorry. Wait, are you my partner in this situation? What are you acting?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I like when we just talk, like openly. Whether doesn't matter where we are really. Could just be like in the park or just spending time with each other, and we're just like really just talking and sharing how we feel, or just nonsense conversations. Really anything is nice.
Yeah, well, I like talking with you too, but yeah, talking and a little exercise is a better combo, like talking and walking and the yeah, that's how I've maintained most of my friendship is with exercise and communication, gym buddies, and yeah, I'll be up on the elliptical talking to my friends like this, like
Okay, so we can start going to the gym together, I guess.
I need to get a gym membership again because I told you I'm fresh off the boat, and so one of the things that I realized is that I haven't been exercising in this city. I think a lot of New Yorkers probably more than first of all, America has challenges to get their exercising in, but I think in New York
Yeah.
it's especially easy because it's a very busy city.
Yeah, you're on the
Uh,
go.
yeah, you're on the go all the time, but you're also like potentially not doing anything because the train
Yeah.
is moving you forward. And I mean, it's the same if you're driving a car, and that's the part. Like America's definitely a huge commuter country. There's like some people are even commuting 4 or 6 hours a day. So, but but even though you're on the go and it's taking your time, you're not working your body. So you still got to make time for that because it's good for your health. Your mental health is really dependent on exercise, whether Americans realize that or not. Like you feel good when you go to the gym. Your confidence is better. And then like I don't know if everyone is the same, but I can tell my self-esteem is plummeting as I'm getting, because like should be a 6-pack, and like I'm getting belly fat because I haven't done much and I've
That's
been eating.
fine,
This is New York, so I havened been. The cheapest thing to eat in New York is probably pizza, right? They got them $1.50 slices.
I used to be $1. Used to be a lot easier to get.
Right, so it's a heavy carbs and not enough exercise. I'm getting this Christmas belly and
also like the ingredients, because I feel like pizza in Italy wouldn't hit as hard, but like wouldn't like hurt you as hard, but yeah, like people say they make the pasta and pizza there with different kind of flour and stuff. So maybe it's just the ingredients as well. Like I don't know what they're putting in our food sometimes. It's concerning.
but yeah. Game. They are hiking in the mountains.
Which mountain?
The Himalayas.
The Himalayas? Wow. Must be tall. Must be hard. He walked in the direction of the beach.
He's walking on the beach.
Yeah, walked in the direction of the beach. Walking towards Coney, maybe?
To watch the sunset.
Ooh, beautiful.
She's sculpting a statue.
Wow. What is she making?
Like a mini version of the Statue of Liberty.
Cool. She's taking a photo with the camera.
Click. Click. He's typing an email.
Aggressively?
Yes, because he's quitting.
He is nodding in agreement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is showing empathy.
Aww. Yeah. Must be sweet. We don't get that a lot these days from people. She is comparing the two options.
Comparing the two options.
I hope she picks the right one.
They all suck, all the options. He's feeling jealousy.
I hope I didn't make him jealous. I don't know. She is jumping with excitement.
Woohoo! He is showing interest
In who?
his cat. You know what someone asked me once on a first date?
What?
They no, I think it's anyways. They said like I'll pick the dog, and like I get that I've had animals and stuff, but no, your animal should never be more important than your partner. Are you kidding me? It's a cat. Like I get it, but no.
Yeah.
You know, I remember once, because you know people are irrational. I was mad at my cats. Like I came back from like sort of an emergency situation. I came in, my cats are so needy. They're all over my feet, and I was irrationally mad at my cats. I was like, you. I could never call you in an emergency. Like you know, a lot of people.
I mean, they just stay there. Yeah.
I mean, they're cats.
Really
People act like they're dogs.
Some
cats
actually come to your rescue though. I don't know if you've seen the video of the little boy where this dog was attacking him, and the dog bit his leg and everything, dragged him off his bike, and his cat just came running and then doom on the dog, and the dog actually ran away. So you never know what kind of cat you get, honestly, which kind of animal you're getting. So they all have their different personalities, just like humans, and you try to like accommodate that personality, like, and not try to change them. Maybe just, yeah.
I mean, I get it. I think that people replace honestly human relationships with their pets, and it doesn't really work. So yes.
Which one are we on?
I don't know. Something about a cat. He's showing interest in the cat. So it's your turn.
What number was that?
That was 11.
Okay. He's sighing in frustration.
Ah.
Yeah, yours. I don't know this one.
The voice is deep.
Oh, that was the prompt?
You.
I'm sorry. I thought you were responding to the last one still.
No.
It made sense to go. They went together. She is yawning, clearly bored from class, I guess. Those lectures are long.
Okay. He's deep in thought.
Deep in thought. I guess he's reflecting on something. The noise is shrill.
Like nails on a chalkboard. The pup is on the edge of the what? The cup is on the edge of the table.
I hope the cat doesn't knock it over.
It will, because that's what cats do. The river. Oh no, it's your turn.
The dust is on the surface of the table.
Clean it.
I usually do.
The river is flowing swiftly.
That must be a nice scene. And the park is in the middle of the city.
Is it Central Park?
I guess so. Depends on which borough you live.
So I remember when we went to the Rainbow Outlet, and it was actually like this old warehouse that they threw raves at. You like, that was like one of your first big parties, and you know, you were like kind of a straight edge, and you were like always dragging me to church where they spoke Spanish and I don't, so I don't even I don't even know why we're there. But finally we got somewhere that made sense, which was this big rave, okay? And like like I got you to dress in glow in the dark rainbow colors and wear like a pink headband that glue in the dark, and you even like painted your face with glow in the dark war paint, and then I couldn't find you for like 2 hours, and actually I turned into you at that party because I was worried about you. But like when I found you, you were like real chill, hanging out with like all these like overdressed drag queens who looked freaking gorgeous, and you were just like having like a lot of fun. And from there I was like, she's good and I can go have some fun. But that night was like really fun when we went to that big rave party. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I mean, we were drinking and talking and dancing and just forgetting about all our problems. So it's always nice to do that.
Right. There was a lot of fun. And yeah. I remember you were like this, and you had to, I don't even know where you got those glow sticks, and you were just like, and like for whatever reason, like people were dancing with you, and I was like, who is this girl? Because that's not how she normally acts. And then I think, honestly, someone put something in your drink, but it was okay because I don't know what happened to that person that like spiked your drink a little bit, but it just got you like real loose, and like you were like the fire of the party. Yeah, everyone was like, woo, and they're cheering your name, and I was like, well, I'm shocked. I was actually shocked at how much fun you had.
Yeah, I mean, good. Well, yeah, like school and work could be kind of stressful, and then having issues at home, like I used to with my sister when she was living there. It was all like getting like to be too much, and there was a point where like I told you, I started pulling back and all that. So I'm just like, I felt very, very exhausted, and I don't know. It was so frustrating and exhausting to go through like all of that together.
Yeah, I remember you feeling burnout between school and work and just trying to manage everyday life. And I remember that even your cat was causing you some burnout moments because like you were like, the cat food is costing me like $100 a week, and my sister said she was gonna chip in and she hasn't, and you were feeling overwhelmed with the bills, and then you had to like literally take an extra shift to get cat food, and yeah, and I think like for some reason you were like really obsessed with this cat house, and you wanted to buy the cat a house for Christmas, and I was like, maybe you should just forget about that. But you really loved that little cat, and like you really wanted to spoil it, but like by wanting to spoil the cat, it added some financial burdens to you and you were already struggling with money. But you're someone who sees something and you find a way to go get it, but you were burning yourself out. And I remember you made plans with me because it was the weekend, and I was trying to pull you off of your couch, and you're like, just let me sleep. And I was like, we got plans, and you were like, oh, let's reschedule them. And I was upset because you didn't text me and say, hey, don't come over. I'm just gonna chill here today. You didn't text me not to come over, and we already made plans. And so I was already there, and it's a commute, and you want to get off the couch. You're like, just watch TV and chill. And I was like, are you for real, dude? Because we were actually supposed to go to an art exhibit, and yeah.
I'm sorry. Were you upset about the situation?
I mean, I was upset because I get you had a lot going on, but you got to remember, so do I. And it upset me that you couldn't make 10 seconds to say, hey, don't come over. If you didn't want to hang out.
Yeah, it's true. I recognize I have communication issues sometimes because I feel like I'm letting people down, or they're gonna feel bad or think poorly of me. So it kind of pains me to reach out about things sometimes.
Yeah, well, ghosting when you already sent an invitation and locked in plans is not the answer. You definitely got to respond, hey, especially when I have your address. You especially got to say, hey, don't come over. Because, of course, now I'm knocking on the door and I already made this commute. And then you know the train costs money. And so like, no, just sit there and watch Netflix. Is this what we were supposed to do today? No, it wasn't acceptable. I get you were tired, but all you had to say was like, go by yourself or get a new date or whatever. You could have just sent me a text and we could have avoided that.
No problem. I'll try to work on that in the future.
You're a little too lazy not to text me back. This should be easy for you. We've known each other for like 20 years. This has happened multiple times.
um, yeah, so I feel like sometimes I let the emotions about how I feel about something build up, and then I finally want to talk about it, and sometimes it doesn't come out like the way I want it to, and sometimes it can be perceived as like super aggressive, but that's something I need to work on, and I don't know if there's anything in particular that I'm remembering, but I just know that I need to get better at communicating in general, like we've been talking about.
Yeah, I think you definitely need to get better at expressing yourself. And there's often times I'm pushy with you because you should be yelling at me. Like I remember that time that you borrowed me $300, which was really nice, and I gave it back to you a month late, which caused you to have to pay a $75 leasing fee to your apartment. So you were out $75 even when I paid you back the money. And because it caused you to be late on your rent. You helped me pay my rent, but it caused you to be late on your rent. You had to pay a $75 late fee. And that was a big help, but you should have yelled at me. You were like, oh, it's okay. And I was like, and like, I remember I was like, you know, like, I was like, why are you so like calm about this? Like it seemed airy, like, you know, because I've heard that you should be afraid of the silent ones. So like when you're just staring at me quietly, like I push you for some conversation because I'm afraid you're going to stab me, but you don't. And I'm like, but something is brewing here. And because how?
I don't know. And some people mistake my silence for something deadly, but really I'm just trying to listen and think. It takes me a moment to just think about everything and come to like a conclusion that I feel like is reasonable.
No, I don't really think you're I know you're too kind-hearted to be deadly, and I don't really think that, but I do worry about you because like you know, like if you're not comfortable yelling at me, like who are you going to be comfortable yelling at? Because like, you know, we've been friends a long time and like you should be able to stick to me. Like you're
Well,
not
I just
even
feel like
that
yelling doesn't solve much. A lot of the time people will just take it as like you're like, I don't know, like you hate them, or I just don't think it leads to like good results. But if I feel like if you communicate in a reasonable manner something a bunch of times and somebody's not listening to you, then maybe that person just doesn't respect you. Like it doesn't mean that you weren't assertive enough or that you should have yelled at them instead. It's just like sometimes people just don't respect you and you just have to take it for what it is.
So like that $75 when you got that fee, like one, I think you should have said, "Hey, Lyon, I think you can pay the fee." Like because like one of the reasons I got the fee is because I helped you. And you never said that, but I know you were upset with it. I know you were sulking about it, but you never asked me to pay the fee. And I feel like it created a rift in our friendship that you got that $75 fee because like I know your face, and a lot of times, yeah, sure, you won't say it, but it'll be on your face. But then your face will just stay like, because you don't say anything, and I would rather your face go back to a smile because you make plans for to remedy the situation. Like you know, maybe I should have offered to give you the 75 late fee, but I also feel like you could have initiated it.
Yeah, I should have asked you about it. I don't know, like sometimes I feel like even if I ask, um, I won't get it. I've just been in a lot of situations before where like even if I do communicate, people don't respond to what I'm communicating. So I just feel like it won't lead to anything a lot of the time.
Well, your sister actually told me about that. You didn't even tell me about that. And the time your sister told me about that, like, like I just like I didn't really know what to do. So like I really do think you should be a little more assertive, especially with the people who care about you, because I mean if you can't practice these types of skills of us, who can you? And they're important. It's important to have boundaries with people. Like, you're even with your sister. Like you said, it took her 2 years to get her out of your house. You said you wanted her out like immediately, like 2 years. So do you think?
I mean, I try to be like accepting and stuff and let her try to figure it out, or just like maybe I just let the situation drag on too long and she thought that I was just comfortable with her there doing stuff for her. Maybe sometimes I think she just saw an opportunity because I guess, like you said, I wasn't being assertive enough. But I just feel like if you keep coming to somebody with a concern and you're just met with an excuse every time, then maybe they're just not willing to do it.
So I agree, but in sales, you should approach people at least 2 to 3 times.
That's what I did. It was 2 years, and throughout those 2 years, cleaning kept being brought up, and she was like, "Okay, yeah, okay, I'll hire a cleaner." Never hired a cleaner. Never did anything that she said that she was gonna do. And then when I was kicking her out was when she started doing little things like, "Oh, she got the trash ready, so I'm just gonna take it out." Like, you can't just show me you're gonna change when every time I'm kicking you out or trying to. You know what I'm saying? You have to be, this should be just consistent behavior. It can't be just, oh, like, mommy never taught us how to clean. She wasn't cleaning. That's why we never learned how to clean. And I'm just like, well, when are you going to get past that and be like, okay, so because my mom, it doesn't matter if my mom didn't teach me how to clean, I'm going to learn how to clean. You know what I'm saying? Because how can you just sit back and let your apartment get stinky, moldy, dirty? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just use the fact that your mom never taught you how to clean to never learn how to do things. Just accept that your parents couldn't teach you some things and learn how to do it. I feel like that's what being an adult is. Not coming up with excuses and avoiding things. So, I don't know.
The airplane is soaring through the sky.
I hope it doesn't crash.
Me too.
Who's riding a bicycle down the street?
She's playing guitar.
What song?
Probably Wonderwall, because that's what all the guys play.
She's reading a novel.
Which one?
That's a good question. Well, she seems very into like fantasy romance. So that kind of stuff.
Fabio. He's brushing his teeth. There you go. There you go.
He is listening to music.
She is squinting to see clearly with vision.
She is standing with pride.
How would I stand? Like
Statue of Liberty.
got a big power stance, like that or something.
Yeah, that does convey confidence and pride.
Or maybe the black power fist, or
Yeah.
or maybe some love or peace, or yeah. There you go.
Wait, was it your turn? Oh yeah, it's your turn.
He is easily distracted.
Um, I don't know. Like he's trying to do work, but not really. Um, he's looking down with guilt.
The trees are swaying in the wind.
It's been pretty breezy outside. She's fully engaged in the task.
That's because it's interesting.
I agree. You're usually more interested when you're more interested in something.
She is apologizing sincerely.
It's good that she can take accountability.
That is good.
That is good. The sound is piercing.
The violin is not tuned. He is shaking his head, disagreeing. There you go.
She's warmly greeting everybody.
Nice to meet you. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Long time no see. What's up? There
That
you
was good.
go. Okay, she's predicting the outcome.
Like a weather lady?
Yes.
Must be an interesting job. The frog is jumping into the pond.
She is standing proudly. Yeah. It's because it's like the Superman pose. Get that cape. There we go. About a skill or talent you possess. I actually am a fine artist. And when I was younger, I made a lot of money drawing portraits of people, like realistic portraits of people. And now, flash forward, I think like technology advances rapidly every few years. So flash forward, like I don't do a lot of drawing. I also got like a really bad hand injury, which at the time was like very devastating because this is my dominant hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm lucky I'm a Gemini because I'm actually ambidextrous, but like losing my dominant hand caused me a lot of stress for a long time. And even to this day, like it hurts along here. So like I kind of stopped drawing because it's a little painful, and I kind of stopped playing the piano because it's a little painful, and I kind of stopped doing a lot of things because it's a little painful, and in the memory of how I got my hand injury is a little painful. So what a lot of people don't know about me is I'm actually a well-crafted, traditionally fine artist who can do things with pen and paper and instruments. But you know, I use a lot of AI in modern day. Like I'll generate AI images, I'll generate AI beats even. And a lot of people who stumble across my work, they'll be like, F you for using AI and cheating the arts. And like, I'm a traditional artist. I think I love AI, and I hate when people who literally have no ability, like in art at all, are like, oh, real artists don't appreciate AI. Like, you speak for me and the whole entire community of artists and people. And like, so people just like, they get on the internet, they say very narrow things. And what a lot of people don't know about me is I'm actually a traditionalist with very traditional foundational skills.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well, I feel like a lot of people love seeing like portraits of themselves too, especially in this day and age, you know, where people taking selfies, posting themselves online. So I guess you could maybe market yourself, some sort of business. I don't know. And the business could be like you offering to draw people for money.
Or
Like they
headshots, because
ask
this is New York.
headshots, right?
Photograph headshots.
Right. And they would love to have that. I think they would just, I guess, hang it in their living room or bedroom. It could go places. I mean, it's hard to find like that kind of traditional stuff because everyone's into, not that I'm saying it's wrong, you know, modern art is welcome too, but, you know, it's cool to see like that people are still traditional.
So I think picking your battles is important.
Mm.
Even doing this exercise, like it's interesting because you can observe yourself. You can see what outfit is a nightmare, what outfit is working, right? And you think you know before you leave the house, but it's different when you see it on video, right? And like,
Yeah.
and like, but I can see also the types of conversations that are exhausting me in these videos, and you know, like I care about what goes on in society. I think you would be a fool not to care about, because it's your life. You're a part of society, so what goes on in society affects your friends, your family, you. Of course, you should care,
Yeah.
and most people do care. So, like, there's been a lot of heavy-handed conversations in these, even though they give us a long list about what not to talk about. But they also, I feel like they don't lead the conversation in a way that's like a little funner. So
I don't know where to take things sometimes,
I don't.
but
Yeah, I don't. Maybe it's me. Maybe I draw out the controversy in people. But I realized that
I
I'm
just feel
tired
like
of fighting
sometimes
battles, and I really don't. I want to fight as little as possible, no matter the issue. There's always a poverty is serious, murder is serious. All the things that we can't talk about are serious. And honestly, I really want to pick my battles, so I don't really want to fight with people. It's exhausting.
Sometimes people don't get the message, and you have to be okay with it. I don't know. It's hard to. You want them to understand. I feel like everybody seeks to be understood, but nobody wants to have those conversations where you can really seek the most understanding, like the tough conversations. So, and you can never tell who's willing to accept it and who's not. So it's hard to, manage that sometimes.
I mean, a lot of people, like, they want to talk, and you know, probably like talking about roommate situations. Person I'm living with doesn't have a lot going on, so they always want to talk. I just want my space. I want them out of my face.
Yeah.
And that creates division, because then they feel butthurt that I don't want to sit there and listen to their crap. Of course I don't. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. I don't want to hear you, bitch. Like to be honest, like, and so, like, you know, this like mostly, I think give people a hug when they're having a bad day.
Yeah, be a listening ear. But sometimes you gotta realize maybe they're talking too much about a particular thing. And if it's really like daunting them, maybe they should go seek professional help, or like, I don't know, handle the situation head on. Because usually when people open up about something, it's because they're afraid of handling the situation head on, especially when it's involving other people. I notice, like, you know, there's more gossip instead of direct confrontation. So
Yeah, people love gossip.
it's a form of social currency. So a lot of people like engage in it, but I feel like it's ineffective. So
That's interesting.
It could be ineffective.
Can you talk more about gossip being a form of social currency?
No, I just read online because I'm like, I asked one time, just curious, Google, why do some people gossip so much? Like, because I personally never find it entertaining, but and it just said, like, one of the reasons, like, it's like one of the top reasons that is a form of social currency, because there's a lot of people that like to engage in it, you know, and that can be like a primary reason, I guess. But it's just something I read online, and maybe by observations too. I noticed that there's a lot of people that do that's the primary thing that's going on in their relations with other people. But I don't seek relations with people who get too caught up in other people's lives too much, in like a bad way like that, where they like just using it to maybe like get at others, or like collecting information. Like, I'm not into these things, like collecting information about people.
I love to collect information about
Like,
people.
So
but it's
so
not
that
the
you can
gossip.
see.
I hate
Not
gossip.
the gossip part, not too much of that. Like, I feel like there's a healthy kind of gossip where it's not really like, you're just bringing up like maybe some certain issues and like negative patterns in somebody and you don't know how to navigate it. So you need like another opinion and like to form like a reasonable conclusion on how to handle the situation. But if it's like to just slander and start smear campaigns, like that's when I feel like it's detrimental. You know, like it's kind of not productive. It's just not productive.
I hear you.
For me, I don't know how you feel about it.
I don't gossip about people. People gossip about me.
You can never win, yeah. You can never win with some people. It's okay. So that's why they probably do it.
I mean, I guess that time you borrowed me my rent money, I didn't think about how it would affect your own rent situation.
But that was my fault. I didn't communicate with you.
Yeah. So, but that is that's something where we had a conflict and a misunderstanding, and like I remember like I asked you like if you wanted to go get soup because it was cold and I like soup. I remember you just texted back, you got soup money. And I was like, what?
That's
like,
aggressive. Yeah.
I felt like you could have been like a little clearer about how borrowing the money would affected you financially. Because I think honestly, me and your sister like put you on a pedestal like a little bit. We think like you got it and you're reliable and you're disciplined and that's how we see you. We don't see you as someone who has like the same
flaws.
Yeah, we just because you have that very grounded energy and you're the dependable one and you're usually the one who's not too drunk at the bar.
But at the same time, I felt like that pressure, like because my sister did come to me one time saying, "Oh well, so." All of a sudden you can't figure this out, but you could figure everything else out. You can't figure this one thing out. And it feels like this pressure to be like perfect all the time, or like to be the one that's always there for somebody, but then nobody wants to be there for me. And it's just like, why do you hold me to this standard? It's just like, I'm the type of person, I'll get my shit together. Like I get it done. Like cause I feel this sense of like, I need to just grow up. Like I can't just waste my life away. And not that I have to rush into anything or any of my goals or rushing anybody either, but it's like I don't want to end up in a situation where it's like I could have prevented it because I was able to, I didn't have to be there. But I just don't like being held to that standard of like perfectionism because that's not what it is either, or like dependable all the time when nobody's there for me.
I mean, I think me and your sister try to be there for you. I think we're just we're there in a different way. Like you do work a lot and you do have school and all that, and I think like like sometimes when we're trying to have fun, you're calling us irresponsible, and I think like it's a Saturday, chill, and you're like still like, well, you could be working on a Saturday, and it's like, yeah, you could be, but like, when are you gonna breathe? Like, so.
Well, you're probably basing it on the fact that I wanted her to do some dishes, but that's a different situation because I'm like, man, you never clean at all. Like, and the dishes were very few, and it's just like, you don't have to do it when I say so, but it's just like, I always have to come back home. So I think it's interesting to me. Like, even though I have all these things going on, I still make time to like keep the peace and like accommodate you in here. But it feels like you're never returning the same energy.
Yeah, I think your sister's messy because she's like territorial. Because I remember when you were trying to get me to help her find a job, like I had her meet me at my apartment, and like she like she just unpacked all kinds of stuff. Like she brought an extra hoodie and put it there. She had an umbrella. She put it there. Like she put tampons in my bathroom and she had baby wipes and she was like, I don't really like toilet paper. Like I was like what are you moving in? She was like, and then she was like, me and my sister did just get into a fight because she said that if I don't get a job, she's gonna throw me out. And I was like, so like, but you're not living here. I'm just helping you with a job. But I think she's kind of messy because she's territorial and she like spreads her stuff around. And
I don't even know. It might be a territorial thing now that I think about it, but I can't tell. Maybe it's just she doesn't feel like she has the energy to do it, and I can get her because I'm pretty low energy myself, but I understand if I let the mess go on too long, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be unpleasant for the both of us because there's also the cat stench, and it's a very small apartment, so there's not many places we can hide the litter.
yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know, you have to at least show something, clean some.